Good morning. Good morning from rainy Tokyo. Good morning, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon. I've jumped the gun a bit. I'm a little bit early, but let's see. How is everybody doing? I thought I would pop in. I haven't done a live for a little bit. Been a bit busy doing tours, no less. Yeah, I've been doing tours around Tokyo and showing people some of the best camera shops and finding them some cool deals, which has been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it so far. So if you're coming to Tokyo, please make sure you drop me a line and I can give you a personalized JCH tour of some of the camera shops in Tokyo. We couldn't possibly do all of them in one day, but we can do a few of them. So yeah, and how are you all? I hope you're all well. I hope you're all safe. I hope everything's great and groovy for you. This is another one of these JCH Ask Me Anything. So if you're watching and you fancy asking me a question, please go ahead and do so. I'm always happy to hear from you and happy to hear what you have to say. So let's see. There's been some film news. Yeah, film news is here. Ilford, yes, Ilford have released their new Kentmere 200, which doesn't sound like a huge deal, but actually is a pretty big deal, really, because it's a completely new black and white film, and it's, bridges the gap, and it means if they're actively releasing a new film, they're going to be researching and hopefully releasing others. So come on, Kentmere, 800 would be sweet. Yeah, so check the new Kentmere out. I haven't given it. I haven't got any because I wasn't cheeky enough to ask them for any, and I should have done because I would like to try some. So I might drop them a line and see if I can get myself a couple of rolls because it isn't here yet. At least I don't believe anyway. Let's see. Good. Best lens for a Hasselblad 500 cm. I mean, the standard 80 is fantastic, but it depends what you're shooting, really. I like the 80. I also like the 50. I don't shoot Hasselblad that much personally, so it really is kind of what suits your particular style, I think. Muk Michat, if I come to Japan, will you help me shop for my camera? More importantly, can I bring my girlfriend? Yes, you can. I have done multiple tours with partners, couples, even small groups. Yes, I do help you shop for your camera. That's part of the thing. Show you around a few cool places, tell you a little bit about the history, talk about some of the rare cameras that we see, fill you in on some of that, show you some sights of Tokyo and maybe some cool details, maybe find you something delicious to eat. And it's not just cameras either. We go and look at all sorts of stuff. I've had clients ask me to take them vintage clothes shopping, which I've done, vintage or sneaker shopping. Let's see, what else? Yeah, one guy wanted loads of Gundam. We did it. Watches, collectibles, all sorts of stuff. So, I'm happy to tailor the tour to each person's individual needs. And that's what I think makes the tour kind of shine, because it's not just a generic tour. Each tour is, I find out, I speak to you and we work out what you really want to see. And I try and do that because I'm a nerd. I dig into stuff. So, I'm into cool things. So it works. Yeah, so if you, please drop me a line, let's see. Lots and lots of questions. Thank you so much, everybody. Planning to come over in a year to year and a half. Yeah, do it. I'll still be here unless something terrible happens. I hope not. I want the MS Optics 35 1.3. So does everybody else. We don't have any. I don't even have one. I sold. No, I did keep my one. But the rest of them long gone. So, will you export fresh MIJ Fuji 400 to the US? I can't. I can't get it at wholesale price. I can only get it at Japan price, which is not a realistic price. It's pretty steep. And exporting something like that film, it's a brand new product to the USA. That's going to be hit with the tariffs, man. There's no way around it. There just isn't any way around it. So yeah, I can't export Fujifilm to the US, sorry. How much would an F4 cost in Japan? Now that really depends on how much you know, the quality of the item, but I've seen them going from 20,000 yen right up to 100,000 yen, you know, and anything in between. A nice one I wouldn't want to pay much more than about 40 to 50,000 yen, so they're around 300 bucks or under. So I recently got some expired Fuji Realia. Ooh, yeah, by chance, I loved it. Do you have much experience with this stock gorgeous colors? Realia is one of the greats. It's one of the legends that Fujifilm made back when they still made film. Fuji not film, hashtag Fuji not film. Yeah, a really, really great film. Realia Ace, but you can't get that anymore. And yeah, and anything that you can get is super expired. So yeah, it was one of the legendary ones. Excuse me. Mamiya 7.2, Lupavan. Mamiya 7.2, is it worth it at the 5 to 7K price? Yeah, I still believe it is. People certainly still pay, you know, people will pay, you know, what they feel something is worth, and people are still buying them at that price. You know, so yeah, I do feel that it's worth it. You can still have it serviced. You can, you know, for most things. I mean, if you drop the camera, and I did have somebody recently mail me and say, hey, I dropped my Mamiya 7.2, can I get a replacement, like top plate? And it was like, that we can't do. Yeah, you can have a lot of repairs done, but camera smashed. But yes, you know, yes, I still feel that it's kind of worth it. I think it's a remarkable camera. Coolest Leica M6 to buy? Oh, that's a good question. I think the coolest one is, for looks wise, I think the coolest one is probably the Olive. I mean, it just looks sick. It looks awesome, but it's an M60TL, so it's, you know, a bit different. But yeah, that's the coolest looking one. But just an M6 is cool on its own. You know, it doesn't matter what flavor it is, still a cool camera. Vinny Cousins. Okay, what's up? I have a Pentax K1000 with 50 1.2. Came to Tokyo to get a Leica M4, but started second guess. Is it worth it? It's a lot different experience from a K1000 to an M4, and it's a huge jump in price. Considering the K1000 is very, very good at what it does, and those Asahi optical lenses, the Pentax SMC lenses, they're very, you know, well regarded, and very well regarded for a reason. You know, they are very good lenses, so you're not going to get the same experience on an M4. It is quite a leap. I'd say, you know, maybe try on a cheaper fixed lens rangefinder first to see if it even suits you, rather than splashing out a load of money on something you're not sure about. And I do say that to a lot of my customers. You know, if you're not sure, I would rather you didn't buy something unless you know what you want to buy, you know, because you can find yourself buying, and I've seen it, you know, you can find yourself buying a very expensive camera. I've done it myself, you know, I did it with a Hasselblad, and I bought it, and then, you know, because I believed, you know, what I heard about it and stuff, and then when I actually got to use it, I found that style of shooting with the Hasselblad, it just wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. It didn't click, you know. So I'd say don't get pulled into all of the hype, and enjoy your Pentax, and maybe go, while you're in Tokyo, have a look for a fixed lens rangefinder, Canonet or something like that. See if that format suits you, and then go from there. G-Shockered, not film camera, but any idea when Leica 100-year anniversary Tokyo version will be coming out? Did you replace your BB yet? I don't know when the Leica 100 version for Tokyo will be coming out. I don't hear from Leica at all. So, I mean, I know they're having their 100-year anniversary this year, and I would love to go and see something or do something, but yeah, I don't know. And no, I didn't replace my BB. My mechanic is super busy, and I am unable to do it myself. Andrew Silshuster, I just landed in Tokyo and I'm on the Narita Express. What camera stores should I go to? Oh, there's so many. There's so many. If you look on my site, there's a guide to Tokyo, and it shows you some of the good camera stores. And say, like, an easy start, an easy entrance into it is to head to Shinjuku. and try Ishiba used camera market and Camera Box and 5-Star and Map and Kitama and Lemon. You've got this, concentration of small camera shops, and there's Moritz just over the road, and they're in a very sort of small area, so that would be a good place to start, I think, and then you can sort of go from there. I'm gonna follow the fuck out of you if you can play your guys. If you can play your guide, play my guide. Yeah, what do you mean play my guide? I don't know, but yeah. Greetings from Austria. Thoughts on the Minolta 35 Model 2 and lens recommendations. I've not used one. I haven't used one, so I couldn't really say. Rockall lenses are excellent, almost universally, but I don't know enough about the camera to actually be able to say anything on that one, I'm afraid. Sorry. Love the content, thank you so much. Your guide. So if I can play my guide, I could, I guess. Do you think APS film will make a comeback? No, it won't. It won't. It most definitely will not. I cannot. Yeah. I mean, it was only made because they needed to get rid of other stuff, and it was, they were trying to get rid of overstock and things. No, it won't come back. Mamiya 645 1000S Super Pro or Pro TL. What do you get? What do you think? Again, it really depends on the budget. I like the Pro and the Pro TL personally. Those are the ones I like the most, but a lot of my customers prefer the older versions, the 645 1000S and the Super, because they feel like they're more robust, I guess. So that would be thoughts on the Minolta CL. I love that camera. It does have an Achilles heel. There's the plastic take-up spool on the inside, which is connected to the winder, and once that breaks, then the camera's broken. But, and I think this is a whole sort of window opening for some enterprising individual out there with talent. If you could perhaps 3D print that part, then you wouldn't have that issue anymore. So otherwise it's a great camera. It can still be repaired because it's mostly mechanical. It's got a solenoid, it's got a sensor, solenoid sensor, and you can have those replaced now. There's places that actually will replace those. So it's a great camera. Really good entrance to Leica M system. Giveaway? I wish. I don't have anything to give away. Sorry man, can't help you there. I don't have anything. Got no film left, so no giveaways for now. The CLE is still my favorite rangefinder. I love the CLE, but I'm terrified of the meter on it, so I prefer the CL. Yeah. So is the Konica Big Mini still worth it despite how prone to failure it is, or is it just hype? No, it is worth it. It is a great camera, but it's too expensive. Realistically, it's just too expensive. I don't think the price is justifiable on one of those, so yeah. Come visit San Francisco, mate. I would love to. I've got lots of friends there, lots of people I know who I'd love to go visit. There's some galleries I'd love to go and see. My friend has Book and Job Gallery, and I'd love to go and check that out. I'd love to go see Glass Key because they're such awesome people. Shout out to Glass Key, by the way. Yeah, I'd love to come to San Francisco. It's not on the cards right now, I'm afraid. Unfortunately, travel to the US at the moment is, it's not something I'm really mad up for, Would you use the whole rangefinder for 28 on an M4 to save money instead of buying an M6? I don't shoot 28 anyway, so it's moot for me. Yeah, I'd say that's a tough one. I mean, 28 is gonna be okay on an M6 anyway. So if you really wanted to do it properly, you get a viewfinder. So hello, what do you think of the Mamiya C330? Very clever camera. Somehow I lost my Mamiya M6 with 2 lenses. What? How do you lose the Mamiya M6? I'm sorry, please enlighten me. And I gifted my Hassie to a friend, so I'm out of a medium format camera. What do you suggest? I suggest not giving your cameras to friends. Yeah, unless you can afford to never get them back, because that's happened to me. Yes, the Mamiya C330. It's a different style of camera, you know, compared to the cameras that you had. It's an excellent camera, interchangeable lenses, which is very, very cool. Can be expensive though to get a good one, because they do have they're prone to lens separation. Try perhaps a Yashica 124 or a Minolta cord first and see how you go on. So let's see. Thank you. You named all the spots on my list. Awesome. I hope you have a great trip, man. Enjoy. I plan to replace my CL spool with brass. Smart move. That is, I'd love to hear about that. Yes, so the Minolta 35 is an LTM M39 mount rangefinder camera. I do know of it. I'm aware of what it is. I just have not used one, because it did have the Rockor lenses, which had become quite popular with Leica lens collectors, because they're, you know, one option. Very nice lenses, but I don't know enough about the camera to have said that I can use it. Your opinion on Xpan and TX1? Haha, one of these. Well, this is an Xpan 2. But I love this camera. I love this camera so much. It's so good at what it does. The panoramic is incredible. The lenses are so sharp. I love this camera. The price is really high. I get it, the price is really high, but I still, look, I took one of these to Joshua Tree National Park in the US many years ago, and I shot Velvia 50 on it, and it nailed it. Velvia 50 is temperamental, right? You know, you've got such a tiny latitude on that film, and the Xpan, well, it was a TX1, but the Xpan TX1, it absolutely nailed it. And the pics I got back, you know, just blew my mind. I couldn't believe I'd taken them. Yes, I love this camera. I will gush about this camera. Any suggestion on a place to repair a Nikkor MF lens that is frozen but still in good shape other than that? Most decent camera repair places should be able to handle a Nikon lens. You mean medium format lens, Nikkor medium format lens? I would check some of the medium format lens groups on Facebook and see if they have somewhere local to you, because getting one of those sent to Japan, it will take absolutely forever to get replaced. It just takes forever. So repaired, sorry. So yes, I'd say check some of the medium format users groups and see if there's any suggestions for places that are local to you. A decent lens repair place should be able to deal with that, because it is a shutter, basically. Let's see, are you really going to replace the Vulcanite on your MP6 with snakeskin? Who said that? No. What? No. You'll be telling me next I'm going to wear a snakeskin belt with it. There is really no alternative to the Xpan. That's the thing, there really isn't. Just nothing comes close. Do you also shoot digital? Yes, I do. I have to for some things. I don't have any choice, because, you know, I want to take pictures of cameras that I'm going to sell. Obviously, you know, I need to do a digital camera for that. Sometimes I want to test lenses. And so, like on this one, I've got a Sony adapter on it so I can test the lens. I would like, actually, you know, I don't dislike digital cameras. I had a look at the new Fuji GFX RF. Ooh, wow, man, what a camera. I would love to have one of those. What a camera. Let's see. I had an Xpan once in my hands. Now I use a Fuji GFX for my digital work. That tracks. Do you know any other shops in Japan that offer CLA for lenses aside from Kanto? Yeah, it depends on the lenses, actually. That really does depend on the lenses. I go to Kanto for my lenses because I trust them to do work that I'm not sure I could trust other places to do. That doesn't mean they can do everything. But yeah, they're generally considered the best for lenses here. Good question. This is an important one. So, are you shipping used cameras and gear to the USA? Yes, I am. The de minimis for Japan is still in effect. Anything under $800 is no tariffs. And this is what I've heard back from my customers. I am still shipping to the US. I ship a lot of stuff still to the US. I was shipping stuff to the US yesterday and the day before. So don't be afraid of reaching out to me and asking me. I can tell you all about it. I can fill you in, help you out. We are not, because I'm selling used items, I do not sell brand new gear. So used items generally don't fall under tariffs. So yes, that is an important question. Thank you for asking. And yeah, good point. I do ship to the USA. So let's see. So while I'm here, I've got some cool stuff to show you that's come in. And I wanted to show you some interesting things. We've had some new items in for sale. I showed you one of them, and that was this, the Xpan 2. This has come in, it's beautiful condition. One owner from new, from what I understand. And yes, this is good to go. This is ready for somebody. It's got the instructions and it's got the 45 lens with it. Also had this come in. This is cool. This is the Voigtlander Beta 3667W, also known as the Fujifilm GF70 670W, and made by Cosina. Both of them were made by Cosina, and it's a very interesting camera. You can switch between 6x6 and 6x7 when you open up the camera, and in there is a plate, and you can switch and you can also 120 or 220. Fantastic viewfinder. This one has got the wide lens, 55mm 4.5. What's cool about this one is it's less prone to breakage, because one of the big faults on the GF670W or the 667 is the door, because the arms on it are so weak, and all it takes is a little bit of pressure and you bent them and then you can't close the door and the camera is no longer functional. Whereas you don't have that problem with this one. So come and get it. This is on the site now. Also, we've got some more questions. Who would win in a fight, MP3 or M3J? Having had both of them, I'm going to say the M3J. Yeah, that thing is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, it's perfect. It's perfect. What is your favorite Olympus platform? Good question. I don't shoot Olympus much, but I liked their SLRs. I had an OM3 for a while with the OM system and the Zuiko lenses, and I loved it. But I'm a Nikon guy, really, so I moved on to Nikon. And I wish I'd never sold that OM3. Do you know why? It was a black paint version, and apparently they're as rare as rocking horse shit. And at the time, I didn't know that. Should have kept that camera. Ooh. I could say that 100 times over. How much for the Xpan 2? They're not cheap. This one's like $6.5 grand. They're expensive cameras. Let's see. Has it a thoriated lens? Which one? I don't have anything with thoriated lenses here. This one doesn't have a thoriated lens. Speaking of lenses though, I do have some cool lenses. This, you might have seen it. Okay, I make that noise not in jest, because this thing weighs about 12 kilos. It is in no way light. This is a very rare Nikon TC 50cm f5. And this Canon is a Nikon S-mount lens. Yeah, less than 300 of these were made. And this one has come in. Now, this needs a service. Ooh, boy, does it need a service. It really does need a bit of TLC. And but it's a beautiful lens, and I'm quite excited to be able to have had it come in. It's got a breech lock thing on the aperture, which is kind of wild. Yeah, very cool lens. This one is I need to take it to be cleaned. I can't ship it to be cleaned because it's too heavy. It's literally too heavy. The post office won't even pick it up. They won't even have anything to do with it. So this one's going to be sent off to get cleaned up. Very rare lens. It's a real privilege to have this come in. Also, let's see, the Voigtlander. No, it doesn't have a thoriated lens. No, at least it's not as far as I'm aware. Super EBC color Scopar, no less. Color Scopar, but it's Super EBC because it was made by, yeah. Also, talking about lenses, this is cool. This cool piece of kit. This is, well, so this is a Canon 200mm f1.8, and this was a USM lens. When it originally came out, it was a USM lens. It had a autofocus, and I posted this on a group on Facebook yesterday, and everybody was like, "Why'd you take the autofocus out? That's dumb." You know, no. This one has been converted to ARRI mount for cine cameras, for those cinematographers out there, and because of that, they remove the motors because they don't need them, one, and they're unreliable, two, and they replace them with these notched geared section focus and aperture so that they can use them with their own more precise focusing methods. This is a legend of a lens, absolute legend. 200mm f1.8, I mean, come on, this is, yeah, a wonderful, wonderful lens, and this is for sale on the site as well. And just okay, I mean, I can keep on going. There's more. This is a 300mm 2.2. Yes, 2.2, because this is the Tochigi Nikkor. Now that is a very expensive lens. That one's very, 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 very expensive. This is, how much was it? 25 grand for this thing. Yeah, there you go. And very specialist. This was made by Nikon in the factory to be a lens for cine cameras. So it has the reverse focus and aperture. It's got a T-stops instead of f-stop. ARRI mount, you know, which is interesting because you can get an ARRI mount adapter and put it on a GFX, and then you can shoot that thing full frame on a GFX. Yeah, nuts, absolutely nuts, really cool. What are the f6 bodies going for these days? $1,500 to $2,000. Depends on the condition. I've got a like new in the box one, which is on the site now. It's around 2 grand. So yeah, because Nikon's still servicing them up until very, very, very recently, I believe. So yeah, if it's been serviced as well. What's your take on the Rollei infrared? Interesting film. Yeah, used it, liked it. I don't shoot a lot of infrared, but Street Pan was on the infrared spectrum, as it were. So it could be used. So we did do some testing and enjoyed it. I like the Rollei infrared. It's a good film. Let's see, what else? I totally forgot. Oh yeah, right. Yes, I did the tours, and I mentioned Ilford, and some new lenses. Yes, oh yes, we've got some new cameras as well. Also, we got in a 28 Ti Nikon and no less, a thirsty word this, and a Contax T3. Both of them mint in the box. I'll even open it and show you. Look at this. It comes with all of the bits and bobs. It's lovely. This is one of the nicest T3s I think I've ever seen as well. Well, not ever seen, I mean, it's sort of new, but nicest used ones I've seen in a very long time. This is absolutely flawless. Look at that, isn't it lovely? And the motors on it are perfect. Yeah, that's come in, that's available on the site now. It's not cheap, but that's what you get for a like new camera. Let's see, and we also got the 28 Ti, and this one comes with all of the box and the papers and the bits and pieces and all of the gubbins, and I put that in wrong because I'm a dum-dum. There we go. Yep, and the 28 Ti, oh, Love the Contax T. Yeah, man, that's a beautiful camera. The Contax T was Porsche designed, no less. Yeah, beautiful camera. Not the best camera, horrible to fix, but pretty. And this, look at this, the 28 Ti with those lovely dials on the top. There we go, and motor's going. Oh, working perfectly, gorgeous. So that's also available on the site. That's just come in. Beautiful, beautiful camera. I'm very fond of those. And this one's also got, this one doesn't have the papers, but it's got the pouch and the strap and stuff like that, and the box. Oh, yes. And people sent me something. Some lovely people. And the dial is why I like the 228 Ti and the Epson RD1. The Epson RD1 is such an interesting camera. It was, when I first started this, people were asking me for them all the time. And back then you could get them easily. So I was buying them and sending them to people. And I was having them repaired for people because Epson was still doing that. But like a year into me doing JCH, Epson stopped the repairs, and I was like, I'm not dealing with these anymore because can't be trusted. And I still get requests now, people saying, hey, can you find me an RD1? It's like, I'm not touching one of those. It's a very cool camera. It's got a Nikon D70 sensor. Yeah, really cool camera. But yes, some people sent me some things, and I would like to say thank you very much to Safelight Berlin. They sent me a scarf for the summer. Bless them. I think the post was a little bit slow, so I'll give them credit on that. But they also sent me these cool tote bags and lots of lovely stickers. Their graphic designer is obviously a fan of pop culture. Yes, so thank you to Safelight Berlin for sending me that stuff. I know that one of them or two of them have come to Japan right now to go shopping and sightseeing, because everybody's coming to Japan. I hope you guys have a really nice trip. I hope you enjoy yourselves. Thank you for the goodies, and if you want to send me goodies, please reach out. I'm always happy to have photography related stuff. My friend Corey came to the office, took a photo with expired Polaroid. Yes. So let's see. If you could pick one camera and one lens only for the rest of your life, what would it be? That is actually a really difficult question, because had you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have said probably my Leica and a 35mm. But right now, I would like to say an f3 and 58 knocked, I think, as well. That's a really tough one, because I love that combination. It just suits me so well. It suits what I shoot, and I feel really, I think, more comfortable. The Leica now, I think, the Leica I have, the MP6, it's kind of tainted things a little bit for me now, because it's become so valuable. It is a valuable camera. It's worth a lot of money, that I'm almost scared to put it into situations where I wouldn't have that fear with a $500 or $600 Nikon F6. Saying that, I'm talking about the Noct 58, which is like a $3,000 lens, or I could just have a 50, but I would be less apprehensive about shooting it, perhaps. So, yeah, good question. Very interesting. Thank you for asking. I'm still stuck on it between the F3 and the Nikon and the Leica MP though. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this. This was a friend of mine's camera that he's bought in. He's asked me to sell. This is Corey's camera. Look at this. Isn't this cool? This is a specially modified Graflex, and it's got an Aero Ektar lens on it, which was done by Joe Lahamson, who modified these cameras to fit the Aero Ektar lenses on it. And this one is the military version, which means it has a magnesium body to make it lighter. Not that this is light by any stretch of the imagination, because it is not. But it's still really cool. And this is a fully functional working camera. I've seen the results from it because Corey was shooting, you know, shoots that camera, uses that camera. And yeah. He's asked me to sell it for him, so it's up for sale on the site now. So if you want to try out something really unusual, something different from the norm, get in touch, because I've got a lot of those esoteric kind of cameras in right now. I've got some interesting stuff, you know, something a bit different from the usual run-of-the-mill things, which is kind of cool. We've also got some large format things come in, a whole bunch of large format, including this Kodak Aero Hectar. And if you know, you know. The guys who are into large format, you know, they will be sucking their teeth right now, because this is one of those. It's, you know, it's a 12-inch 4.5 Aero Hectar, so it's a kind of a famous lens as it goes, for its rendering capabilities, and that is on that belongs to a camera, something over there. Yeah, perfect for street photography. Oh yeah. Perhaps if you Ouija, you know. Yeah, this is a big old camera. There you go, clunk clunk. Yeah, it's not quiet either. What Contax Yashica body would you recommend as the least problematic? They're all problematic in ways because of the age of the electronics. I think the Aria is one of the it's a cheaper entry, and it's less prone to issues because it's less complex than some of its brothers and sisters. Yeah, some of the Contax bodies are, I mean, the RTS and things like that, they're cool, man, but they're so complicated that they break. So the RTS, the original RTS isn't that expensive though. Good point, you know, waste level stories. The original RTS isn't that expensive now, because of its unreliability. So you could get one just and use it until it, you know, coughs and splutters its way off into the camera afterlife. And the lenses, because it's less about the body for those, it's the lenses that really makes everything shine. The Carl Zeiss CY lenses, ooh, they're lovely pieces of glass, beautiful. And you know, for the RTS and the, what is it, MT617 or whatever it's called, you know, they will use the CY lenses, and yeah, that glass, you'd be really surprised. An N1, I wouldn't, nah, it's like getting a D1, yeah, no, yeah, I'll skip that one, I think. So, yes, other news, what else has been going on? Not much, just been getting on with it, doing JCH, trying to get some money together to hopefully open a store. I would like to open a store in Tokyo. I think that would be a really cool thing to do. So yeah, please come and buy some stuff. Please come and buy some cameras and lenses and stuff like that. And that will help me to hopefully open a store in Tokyo, which would be sick, because that's what I want to do. And if you've got any ideas, if you want to get involved, if you want to talk to me about it, please drop me a line. I'm always happy to hear. M133 or 156 are cool. Yes, they are cool. Sick hat, thank you. Campagnolo represent, even though I don't actually ride anything with Campy on it because I can't afford it. That stuff's expensive, you know, but one can dream, one can dream. Yeah, so yeah, I'd like to do that. I'd like to have a physical presence in Tokyo. I think it would be really cool to have a community, you know, to build a community up for photographers, for visitors, for tourists, for people who are coming to Tokyo, for people who love film photography. It would be really nice to have a base, you know, and where people can meet up, and you know, a spot where people will know that there's other people who are into what they're into, and you know, share the same, you know, creative tendencies. I think that would be really fun. So that's something I'd like to do. But it takes money and it takes time, so yeah, I'll need a bit of time for that one. Yeah, man, but if you do come, please make sure you drop me a line, and if you want to have a tour in Tokyo, make sure you drop me a line. if you see a camera on the site that perhaps you want, yeah, drop me a line as well. I'm happy to hear from you. I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have about cameras and lenses, especially when it comes to export, because I know people have questions. Also, and that's what I also wanted to mention. I've now started, and I've had to do this, this is wild. Now, when I sell cameras, I actually recommend that people download manuals, and I'm happy to answer any questions about where to do that and how to do that, because I've had a surprising amount of people who've bought cameras and have no idea how to use them whatsoever, and then have claimed either the camera's broken or they have, in fact, in some cases, broken the camera themselves because they don't know how to use it and they haven't read a manual and lacking patience or whatever, you know, and it's an expensive mistake, you know. So yeah, please, if you are looking for a classic camera and you're not sure, download a manual. You can always mail me and ask. I'm happy to answer your questions. I'm happy to help guide you through, because that's what I do. I don't just sell people cameras, I will guide them on their journey, you know, and I'll help you find cameras. And I've got some customers which I've had for 10 plus years, and we've just had a long journey of you know, finding the camera for their next project or what suits them. And I'm happy to do that for people. So yeah, always don't be afraid of getting in touch. If you haven't signed up for my newsletter, by the way, as well, I have a newsletter, so make sure you sign up for the newsletter. I have random photo musings, thoughts about film photography and life, and also some deals on there. You can get your t-shirts and the JCH gear on there, which would be really nice. Please show your support. Let's see, would love to see you and Kai Wong again doing a photo challenge. Yeah, I'd love to do one. He doesn't travel here that much at the moment. Not sure why, but yeah, when he does, we always hang out, and it would be cool to see him do another photo challenge. That would be kind of rad. So who knows, might happen. What else? I think that's about it. You know, it's a Saturday. I don't usually do live on a Saturday, but they're building a high-rise next door, and it is deafening every morning. It is absolutely deafening, and there is just no chance of me being able to do one in the morning on a weekday at the moment because it's too bloody loud. So here I am on a Saturday in the office doing live because I love you guys all so much. And but after this, I'm going somewhere else. I'm gonna go and do other stuff. Aloha from Kago. You're in Kag, man. You're in Kagoshima. I want to go to Kagoshima. You could die. Yeah, so yeah, that's probably it for me this week. Time's up. Thank you for everybody for watching. Thank you everybody for your wonderful questions. I'm going to try and do these every week, but I can't guarantee I will. It depends on the timing. It depends if the battery on my phone is working. Lots of stuff, but if I can, I will. So please make sure you tune in. I will put the video from this afterwards up on YouTube, so you can check that out. And yeah, drop me a line, get in touch. Always happy to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Be cool to one another, and keep on shooting film. Cheers. Take care.